Bike Sport News, Superstock 600s at Oulton Park. Steve's down on the grid.
The Bike Sport News Superstock 600s roll onto the grid, and Jamie Devine here is in pole position. We have a few names on the front of the grid that maybe you're not used to. Second should be Andy Dudgeon, but then a little bit more familiar. Nathan Pallett here, number 2, third on the grid, and we welcome back Danny Murphy, number 23, on fourth. Now the championship is wide open. Nick Anderson and Tommy Mountain both gunning away for it. You've got to always count in Tom Meehan. Unfortunately, Paul Wishart has broken his wrist, so he's out of the frame. We send our best wishes to you.
Yeah, we certainly do, Steve. Paul has had an amazing inaugural season in the Superstock 600s, but yep, that mishap ruling him out before the start of this meeting. Well, Nick Anderson, a DNF in the earlier race. He's going to want some points out of this. Tommy Mountain picked up fourth. What's going to happen in this one, though? Because it looks like Tommy Mountain up the inside. What a start from the Cool Cow Yamaha, Steve.
Yeah, great start for him. Danny Murphy is 1, 2, 3, by the way, not 23. Can't even read on the grid there, but a good start there for Tommy Mountain. He's up ahead of Jamie Devine and Tom Meehan on the bright orange GTE Hornsey machine.
Yep, we've got two things to look at. Obviously, the straight race on the road, and there's some great young racers out there, but we then have to discount, really, Jamie Devine, Danny Murphy, Jamie Coward, etc. from the proceedings if we're thinking about the championship. And we've really got to concentrate on Tommy Mountain and Nick Anderson as Jamie Devine just gets the drop on Tommy Mountain at Shellowell's hairpin. Of course, Tommy won't be unduly concerned about that. He would have liked the maximum points for the overall win, Steve, but really the most important thing for him is finishing ahead of Nick Anderson.
Well, he closed the gap down to 27 points after that last race, so it means Nick Anderson and Paul Wishart, as Nick Anderson goes up a place, no he doesn't, Meehan closes the door. So yeah, Mountain 27 points behind Paul Wishart and Nick Anderson. So if he can pick himself up 40 points for second, because it's double points, remember, then that'll certainly be job done.
Yep, double points. And remember, that means double cost. This is the race you do not want to have a DNF in. You must be on board. Going past that checkered flag, that is vitally important as well. And up front, Jamie Devine is loving this. Every inch of Oulton Park belongs to him today. This is another excellent start to a race. Tommy Mountain is second. Tom Meehan having a really good, strong run there in third place, just ahead now of Nick Anderson.
Across the line then, there goes Jamie Devine and Tommy Mountain trying to keep up with him. There'll be all sorts of things going on through Tommy Mountain's mind at the moment. Meehan in third, Anderson fourth. There's Dan Chappell just ahead of, that's Nathan Pallett, I believe.
Yep, he's right up there. There's Jamie Coward, number 49. Once again, Steve, look at this cloud coming in over the lake. It's conditions out there getting marginally worse, I'd say. Actually, forget the marginally. It's suddenly swept in there. They suddenly have gone to really filthy.
Yeah, well, the only advantage I can really take from that, as far as the riders are concerned, is the fact that they know it's full wets. You know, they know exactly what they've got to do in these conditions. There's no in between. You just have to stay clear of those white lines. Tommy Mountain there in second position. Nick Anderson has got himself ahead of Tom Meehan now. Moves up to third position. Championship on, and there is number 1, 2, 3, Danny Murphy, who's didn't get off to the best of starts, but has started climbing the pack, and his lap times are looking pretty good.
Yep, Tommy Mountain concentrating hard there as he comes down the hill. And another youngster, my goodness me, we do have a large crop of young riders in this country, Steve. So talented. Really, in the end, their career paths separated only by lack of funds, I should say, probably more than funds. But we just have so many young prospects.
Yep, we do. There's another one, Max Simmons there, just having a great scrap. A bit further down, he's up in the top 10, and this is only his second weekend on a 600 machine, so great going for him. There's Tommy Mountain, currently second in the race, and he's being hunted down now by Nick Anderson. Tom Meehan is being chased by Danny Murphy.
Yep, Danny looking very quick, actually, out of Lodge Corner, and the last lap flag is being shown. Jamie Devine is well away up the road. Look at him, very confident, and he's picking a very clean path through here. and frankly, he's been untroubled all day, hasn't he, Steve?
Been a stunning ride from Jamie Devine. He really hasn't been troubled at all, but then you have to wonder as to whether or not Tommy Mountain is playing some games. There's some mind games going on in that helmet of his, because he knows only too well that if he was to dump it, it would be championship over. Nick Anderson would probably be crowned the champion. There's a stationary yellow flag there as they make their way into his ease.
Yeah, that'll be a problem. We've had a few riders parking it up in the scenery over the last couple of laps since the second or third of the showers came in, but that's not going to worry Jamie Devine. He is running away up Clay Hill, around about a third of a lap to go, and keeping it sane and sensible. This win should be his, but look at this, Danny boy. Danny Murphy is up into second ahead of Tommy Mountain. Now, Tommy would not have wanted that because Danny will be taking points off him.
No, he won't have wanted that, but again, Danny Murphy is not a rider that really affects the championship. I think he'll only need to worry if he sees Nick Anderson going by him, but Nick's next up on the list. But, well, can't take anything away from Jamie Devine. This has been a fantastic win for the number 20 rider on the Yamaha. He takes the 50 points.
And look at that. Superb stuff, even with hands off the bars. He's under total control. Great win from Jamie Devine. Danny Murphy, though, crossing in second place ahead of Tommy Mountain third, Tom Meehan fourth, Jamie Coward in fifth place, and Sam Ludgate in sixth. There on the Bike Sport News Superstock 600 podium, we see in the middle a very happy double winner today, Jamie Devine, and in the championship standings, well, Tommy Mountain has an oh-so-slender 5-point lead over Nick Anderson with 1 round to go.
Double race winner, Jamie Devine. Jamie, you're up against some pretty decent competitors out there, and you've made it look almost pretty easy.
Oh, it's never easy, is it? It's just that how it plans out on a day, really. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to In-Front Motorcycles, Danosh Services, and Morris Lubricants, and a massive thanks to my family, and most of all my dad. Like, 'cause without him, I wouldn't be here, you know.
Well, great stuff from Jamie, and we've still got one last great piece of action for you. It's the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s up next on this Thundersport GB bill at Oulton Park. Adam Shelton on pole position alongside him. Yes, hello there. 82 is Lewis Osler, and then the championship points leader, number 12, Andy Lawson. Hey, that's it, keeping it calm there. And the outside of the front row, 70 is the flying Matt Bilton. Matt Bilton has been really impressive today, Steve.
Yeah, he's done very, very well, and he may well end up having a sort of deciding factor in this championship. Just to keep you updated as they make their way into turn 1, the point standings, Lawson is 116 points ahead of Shelton, but with a round dropped, it's all changed. So Lawson has to win this race in order to be crowned Thundersport 500 champion of 2011.
Okay, and if he doesn't, then it'll go on to the last rounds at Mallory Park in a fortnight's time, of course. But Andy Lawson would dearly love to have it all done and dusted today. But he has that youngster, Adam Shelton, to deal with himself. I say youngster, they're both young riders. It's just that Adam Shelton is still in his mid-teens and just looks so impressive. 13 straight wins in the championship so far. Will this be number 14? Yes, if he has a say in it.
Well, yeah, what a way it would be to send off. Oh, running a little bit wide there, Adam Shelton, but what a way to end the season for Andy Lawson if he could get a win. He's not won a race since the race of the year back in June, July. It's quite some time for a rider of his capability.
Yeah, but as we said, you know, he put in the hard work earlier in the year, points in the bank, and this goes to show it's one of those ways you build a championship. But once again, Andy Lawson, who desperately loved to detach himself from the guys behind and mix it with Adam Shelton, he's having to deal with 70 Matt Bilton and 82 Lewis Osler, who are all over him and giving him absolutely no peace at all.
Fully wet conditions here for the Bridgestone Thundersport 500, so no prizes for guessing what tyres they're all on. And there is number 61 trying to build a gap like he did in the earlier race. Double points on offer. That is why Andy Lawson must win this if he wants to take the championship. He's in second. Lewis Osler there, fresh from that first ever podium in race 1 in third, ahead of his good friend Matt Bilton.
Yeah, they keep swapping positions, and it's interesting, isn't it? Lewis Hostler and Matt Bilton having a little bun fight between them is going to take the pressure momentarily off Andy Lawson and allow Andy to concentrate on attacking Adam Shelton if he can. He doesn't have to worry for a few moments about those two being all around his neck.
Well, to begin with, he just needs to keep up the pace with Adam all season long. Since Adam has entered the series as of Cadwell Park, he's not been able to stay on terms with him, let alone pass him. So just for a few laps, get those tyres up to temperature and then work out where you're quicker, if at all. Matt Bilton there looking for a cheeky move up the inside into third position. Has it stuck? We'll see them in a moment. Oh, and almost coming together there. A problem for Lewis Hostler in fourth.
And he's yanking on the old clutch there and on the accelerator. Accelerator throttle, I should say. Up over the top of Hilltop they go. I tell you what, Andy Lawson, you know, the dog can see the rabbit. He knows that he could steal this championship, doesn't he, in this race. He is really pushing hard, but the conditions are absolutely horrible underneath him. Adam Shelton, sitting out the front, just needs to stay calm, but Andy Lawson just has such an aggressive body shape there. You just know he can taste this. David below there, number 8.
Yeah, we just saw 88 Lewis Meldrum and Dynamite Bailey uncharacteristically outside the top 10 down there. Maybe not a fan of the wet conditions. It's almost 3 abreast here as they make their way down into Lodge, and Lewis Hostler has fallen behind now, so Matt Bilton joins in on the fun. It's going to be a 6-wheel battle for race victory, and the last thing these two guys that are battling for the championship need is someone like Matt getting in on the fun, and Lawson it is that leads then from Adam Shelton, and Matt Bilton third.
Well, this has been a rare occurrence over the last 13 races. Adam Shelton now has to play catch-up because Lawson goes back into the lead and goes, oh, goodness me, getting very squirrely going down through Cascades. We'll see what Adam Shelton is made of now on the 500. He will want to fight back. He'll know full well that if Andy Lawson takes that checker flag ahead of him, then it's game's up as far as championship's concerned. So a good chase going on there. There's Nick Clift further back, number 32.
Yeah, Shelton looked like he was just getting in the slipstream, but hasn't managed to get past. They exit Shell Oils and make their way up towards Britain's. And Adam Shelton, desperate to get past. He'll know only too well who that is in front of him, and then he needs to beat him for the championship. They exit now and go over the Hilltop. The front end of the bike will just go a little bit loose momentarily before dropping down into his ease.
Tell you what, the tension, it's palpable. You cut that one with a knife, why don't you? Now then, as always in Thundersport 500, great battles going on all the way down through the pack. David Blow we've seen before. I think it's Dave Carson there tucked in behind him, number 111. But meanwhile, up the front, the leaders still absolutely at it like knives, and the pace is not dropping, Steve. And look, they've got back markers to deal with as well. It's going to get busy. Andy Lawson, though, just has the lead. Another front-end slide from Adam Shelton there. He's giving this thing absolute maximum.
It's the first time we've seen him properly pushed for a long while. Steve Tome's the only rider that's really managed to match him in the last 13 races, but it's last lap time, and Andy Lawson is just 1 lap away from clinching this championship that he's been longing to win for the last 3 or 4 rounds, but has been held back, and Shelton's going to go up the inside into Cascades.
And he's done it. He goes through, and look at the speed these two have put on. They've left Matt Bilton in third for dust at the moment, and Matt Bilton so far has got the fastest lap of this race. He is no slouch, and he's a young rider on form, but nothing he can do about these two at the moment. Lawson back in front.
Just saw a glimpse of Joe Barton having pulled out of the race there, and they're side by side into Shell Oils. The inside line there for championship leader Andy Lawson. And what has Shelton got in the bag here as they make their way up to Britain's?
Well, he's going to want to finish, so he's got to keep it sane and sensible, but somehow it's all on this last half lap. Through the chicane they go, then it's up and over Hilltop, where, as you say, front end goes light, and they're faced with the downhill charge.
Yeah, good drive from Adam Shelton, but Andy Lawson's got that inside line. He's going to try and defend into... Oh, he's even got time to wipe away a bit of water there as they make their way into Hizzy's. Very slippery through here. There's not many chances left. I think only Lodge is left, really, for a clean overtaking manoeuvre.
Great ride by Matt Bilton too, because he dropped right back and a third of a lap ago, and he's caught right back up with the leaders. But I'm afraid the championship is all about those guys at the moment. There we see Jonathan Owens there chasing Richard Blunt, who has been really the rookie of the year as far as the 500s are concerned. But let's get back to the top end of things. The championship all rests on this. Here they come, side by side. Lawson on the inside, Shelton on the outside. Oh, and it's all going squirrely again, Steve.
It is, yes, and on the power there, Adam Shelton, has he got anything left? I think it's going to be a win here. It's going to be so close across the line.
Oh, well, they're both punching the air, but yes, Lawson gets the verdict, the win and the championship. And goodness me, fantastic stuff. Matt Bilton, what an excellent third place. Lewis Osler stayed on for fourth, Dominic Clegg fifth, Richard Blunt finished in sixth. 11 thousandths of a second was the margin. Lawson takes the win in the championship from Adam Shelton and Matt Bilton. Well, look at the standings. Lawson then is the winner. He can't be caught. Adam Shelton definitely second, but still the fight on for third.
Champion of 2011, Andy Lawson. Well, you've made it. Pretty hard work, haven't you? 13 wins and Adam Shelton had coming into this event. That last race was epic, though, and what a way to win it.
Yeah, basically that race I just had to forget about championship and just go out and win the race, because up until now the championship's been playing on my shoulders. It's been mucking up in the head, so I just had to go out there and do my best, and I managed to come away with a win. So it's the best way to win the championship. I think it was brilliant.
And of course, it adds to your title that you already had. You won the Mini Twins Championship last year. You got the Thundersport 500 now. What's next for Andy Lawson, we wonder? But you must have a few people to thank.
Yeah, I've got to thank my boss. He actually paid for a new set of tyres for that race there. Dave from Wales, he's gave us money throughout the year. My dad, my granddad, Spares Unlimited, they gave us an engine. A lot of people, I've probably forgotten a few of yous, but you know who you are.
Well, you've finally done it, Andy, and you can go and celebrate now. Well done.
That's it, thank you.